This is former WWE and TNA Impact superstar Mike Knox, a.k.a. Nux. You are listening to The Final Count. Keep it tuned. Hey everybody, Anthony Corelli here, formerly known as Santino Morella. You are listening to The Final Count.
This is former WWE superstar Victor, and you are listening to The Final Count.
Goes nothing.
Hi everybody, my name's Berto, and this is my service animal, Hippo, with our good friend Eric. Eric, and you're here listening and watching the Final Count podcast. Yay!
Welcome to The Final Count. Here is your host, Rymode Mosley, and your co-host, the 502 Ace, Brian Dixon.
What's up? Wow, it's that time again. It's that time of the week. It is the Final Count time. This week, we know what happened a year ago today. It's just surreal to believe or to know that it's been a year already. And even though we paid tribute last year after his passing, we're going to honor the memory of Bray Wyatt on this episode today, on this week's episode. And commemorate the 1 year anniversary of his passing. Again, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And today we're going to honor you with talking about memories, our favorite moments of Bray Wyatt. And fans, those of you listening out there, watching out there, we hope that you can just sit back and enjoy and, think of, and we hope these memories, these moments, they jog your memory and they, you can just indulge with us as we indulge of thinking back and looking back at the career of Bray Wyatt, at the career of Windham Rotunda. But before we get into that, we are going to do some talk about some moments. But Brian, how was your week this week?
It's been pretty good. What about you?
Been pretty good.
Glad it's Friday.
Yeah, what was that?
Glad it's Friday.
Exactly. Or Saturday or whatever day it is that you're watching this.
Right.
But no, it's been, as we talked about last week, Kentucky State Fair going on, and I'm actually heading out to go to OVW as we're talking today.
I'm going to possibly be there as well.
Awesome. And I got two shows out at the Kentucky State Fair today. One at 1 p.m. and then one at 5:30 p.m. So we got two chances to see OVW out at the Kentucky State Fair. I know they were there on Friday night as well, so last night. And so they were there last night as well. And so, OVW getting back in the swing of things as far as in the Louisville area as well. And not that they weren't in the swing of things, but we'll get it back to that later.
What's the pricing there?
The pricing, as far as
is it just free with admission?
Oh, it's free with admission. Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah,
you guys don't want to miss it then, for sure.
Exactly, and then
we'll talk more about that later.
Right, exactly. We'll talk about more about that later. But just go out to the state fair and just enjoying like the fair food and whatnot, and how can you go wrong when you got corn dogs and you got all these smoked sausages and whatnot. You got
pretty much anything you want. They got it.
Donut burgers. I've never had a donut burger. Have you had a donut burger?
No, don't plan on it.
Me either. That's a heart attack waiting to happen. Mm-hmm. Like legit, a heart attack waiting to happen. Yep. And so I'm not interested in it. I don't think that would taste good, even if I was interested in it. I do not think that would taste good at all. It does not look appealing to me.
Too much sugar.
Yeah, it's too much. There's too much sugar, and like I said, it doesn't look appealing to me. Now a fried Oreo, deep fried Oreo, a deep fried Twinkie, something like that. Bring that. But donut burger, while I love donuts, I'm gonna pass that thing up. And then you got the shows out there. You have. I know they have Lady Houdini. I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen Lady Houdini? She was actually on, I believe it was America's Got Talent, something like that. And she does like a water escape where she goes in this like, I guess the way you would describe it is like a tube, or not a tube, but like a round thing full of water. And, you can see through it and everything. And she goes in there literally chained up, or not chained up, but like wrapped in chains or something, I believe it is, or handcuffs or something. And she gets out of the handcuffs and breaks out of the chamber of water. And yeah, that's really cool to see. Then you got the everyone loves the Border Collie show out there at the fair. So that's really you watch the Border Collies round up those ducks. So you got that. You got the different magic shows for kids and whatnot, and family things like that. All the different rides. I'm not much a ride person anymore myself, although eventually I hope to be. But yeah. No, you got just tons of different stuff. You got free concerts. I know the other night they had Justin Moore out there, country music artist Justin Moore. And so, yeah, it's really, really cool. Really cool to see, and really a lot of fun stuff to do. And just being out there and watching people, sightseeing, seeing, people watching. I love to people watch, because, you see people that you're like, oh, I can't believe they're wearing that. I can't believe, especially in Kentucky. It's like, seriously.
You see all kinds of crap.
Like, are you trying to be a hoe? like seriously, do you have to walk around in the booty shorts? I mean, and let everybody see stuff. But I digress from that. But yeah, another fun topic. Talking about video games. And I'm sure you saw this on Facebook, the post I made.
Yes, sir.
I got my first ever, not my first ever, my first in a long time MLB baseball game for PlayStation 4. And so that's really been fun to play and get my hands on that. And you been playing any games lately?
I have, actually, and I've been streaming a lot too lately.
Yeah, so talk about your streaming.
If you guys like to watch people play games or whatever, you can find me on twitch.tv/GrubbyTV. That's GRUBBYY on Twitch. I go live pretty much whenever. But yeah, if you guys like, I don't know how to play Call of Duty. Sometimes I like to relax and just build I'm working on a kingdom, building on Minecraft and stuff. I've been playing that game since it came out, since 2009. I know I just recently started playing Fortnite randomly. But I want to get into more like some hunting games, fishing games, different stuff to switch up the genre, not just always, Call of Duty or shooting games or whatnot. But
do you do online? I know it's streaming, but is that the same thing as online and playing with other people online? Or
yeah, when I play Call of Duty, I play online.
Do you?
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
You have to check out one of the streams one night.
Definitely. I have to get over there. Yeah, that's really cool. I'd love to do something like that. Like do the I don't have the setup for it, obviously, though.
Right.
But that'd be pretty cool. To do especially I see on TikTok all these people doing Grand Theft Auto.
That's
and
fun.
Their characters are talking. And I'm like, how are they talking? And their character's talking, but I know it's not the game. It's the character. It's though it is the game character talking, but it's the person's who's behind it playing their voices. speaking for the character, I'm like, how's that going on? How's that happen? That's pretty cool. That'd be something I'd love to do.
A lot of mods and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's easier to play a lot of games on PC because of mods.
Really?
So, and I use mouse and keyboard now. Like, I'm used to it. It's hard as heck to use, but I'm used to it. So,
right. There we go.
But yeah, you guys be sure to just come check me out. Drop a follow on there.
Definitely.
Whatever. Come hang out. Let's just chill out.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. All right. So, as we talked about, or as we said when we first came on, we are honoring Bray Wyatt, the memory of Bray Wyatt, tonight, the memory of Windham Rotunda, or today, whatever you want to say. We are honoring his memory. And let me just say, like I said, we each have 10 moments of our favorite moments from the career of Bray Wyatt. And we're gonna not just talk about Bray Wyatt, but we're also gonna we're gonna talk about his legacy that he's left behind, even. And we got some special stuff even towards the end of the show as well. You might want to grab a Kleenex or two, maybe a box. I'm just forewarning you. We are forewarning you. You may want to not buy, but I hope you already have them. But you may want to get yourself some Kleenexes prepared.
Yeah, because when you sent me that, man,
ready to cry.
I got cold chills. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
A year already, man.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Can't believe it.
Ooh. So here we go. These are not gonna be in any particular order.
No, they're just whatever we got. We talk about. Maybe we have some that are similar or the same thing. If we do,
might
we'll
be
just
the same thing.
hop on that topic for a minute. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. I got to go with when the Wyatt family defeated the Shield, man. That 6-man tag team match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Like the
Yes.
chemistry the two teams had together. Man. If we could get that again, I would love that. But obviously, hey, 2 of the 3 Wyatt family is no longer with us. So
we could kind of get that again in a sense with the Wyatt 6.
Sure.
But then the other issue is you don't have all the members of the Shield. You just have 2 members of the Shield. We can
always do a tag team. So
this is true. Maybe we could sort of get that at some point. I actually had that as well. That was that Elimination Chamber. Although I believe they had a couple of different matches. Different kind of had a feud going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree that the chemistry they had the chemistry they had the 2 teams there, all 6 of them. I mean, it was always great to see. And then even Roman and it even went so far as Roman and Bray to have matches 1-on-1 against each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so yeah, it's. I'm glad we both had that as part of our top 10 or our 10 moments rather,
right.
Because it just shows we're on the same wavelength and brain length. So my first one I'm gonna go with is Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton win the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
I had that one as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good moment. And it kind of floored you in a way because you're like, well, wait a minute. Luke Harper is still with Bray, but then Randy Orton is part of the Wyatt family at that point.
Yeah.
Or a version of the Wyatt family at that point. And again, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, 2 polar opposites. And you know what the old saying is, opposites attract. So, I mean,
yep.
It worked. It really worked. and it also led into their feud too. So there was purpose and meaning behind it. So that it just wasn't done for the sake of putting the tag titles on them, and that's what I liked about it. What do you have to say about that?
Just like the chemistry they had, like I didn't think they would have that, that much chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, two polar opposites, and it just clicked. I mean, that version of the Wyatt family was a good version. I mean, you have multiple versions,
Right.
and multiple versions. They was all good versions,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I didn't see that coming when they captured the tag team titles.
Me either. Me either. All right, what's your second one?
I got to go with when Bray Wyatt beats John Cena in the steel cage, when he had all the momentum going, and then the lights go out and the little kid shows up singing "You Got the Whole World."
Yes.
And Bray Wyatt hits John Cena with the Sister Abigail, and then steps foot on the mat, man, and he won. But it's not just that moment; it's like the whole entire match, the whole entire story.
Mm-hmm.
Just incredible. John Cena's an incredible worker.
Yeah, he realized both John and Bray were incredible together. Just you talk about chemistry; they both had chemistry. Well, good chemistry together. They both told a great story together. Here's John Cena, the GOAT, and literally the GOAT, and Bray Wyatt, this new guy, this cult-like leader, coming in and defeating the GOAT, defeating the guy that's been there, that's been carrying the company on his back pretty much for at least a decade, or close to a decade at that point. And he gets the better of John Cena, and like to the point you're like wondering like what's going on with John Cena? What's going on with Cena? What's going on with Super Cena? He's getting beat by Bray Wyatt, this new guy here. And so,
but you got to think of all the creativity and stuff that Bray Wyatt put into that behind the scenes before they went out there, and how they would talk to, they talk about what spots they're going to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So them two just, again, great chemistry. Like we'll probably say that almost half of these things we're going to say, but
it's true.
It's the truth. Bray Wyatt was just an incredible person, incredible talent. Shit, even starting from Husky Harris to the Fiend.
Yes.
I mean, we'll go all in between this episode. So
exactly. So stay tuned and hold on here. And I actually had that on my list as well. Bray Wyatt beats John Cena in steel cage match at Extreme Rules as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the pay-per-view that match was at. I love the aspect of having the kid involved too. Yeah. Because it throws everything like, what in the world, and it also goes back to, I don't remember if that was before or not, but the night where Bray sang "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands" with that choir of kids, like,
mm-hmm.
and wonder if that was one of those kids or what, so that was pretty cool.
I didn't think about that. Could have been.
Yeah. So my next one is going to be the Wyatt. Actually, we already talked about this one. So I'll skip that one. Because my next one was going to be the Wyatt family defeats the Shield at Elimination Chamber, but we talked about that.
Yep.
So I'll go with my number 4 one, which is Bray Wyatt wins the Universal Championship for the first time at Crown Jewel versus Seth Rollins.
I had that too. It was my number 9.
Major, huge thing right there. It was the first Universal Championship win for Bray, of 2 that he had.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a pretty huge moment right there.
Great match too.
Yeah. Didn't it finish like up at the by the ramp?
Yep.
I think he like choked him out or something. Mandible claw.
That or I
Something
think his sister Abigail him on the concrete.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And so, yeah, again, talk about chemistry. Talk about two great workers right there. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah. It's just, I guess all his matches just have great chemistry.
Yeah.
It's about all the creativity he's put into these matches as far as, the storylines and all. He's just a creative person. And they basically let him have creative freedom,
Right.
so to say, over his character.
Yeah. Yeah. And it worked. And him being the creative genius that he was, the creative mind that he was, it worked for him. And he was able to, again, we're talking about a guy that he grew up in the wrestling business. His dad, IRS, I mean, Mike Rotunda, his dad. I mean, this is a guy he grew up in wrestling. He was smart to wrestling. He knew what would be how to tell a good story. He knew how to put a good story together. And this WWE and Vince and everything giving him the chance to go and be, when they did let him get that chance, by the way, to be who he wanted to be, to have that creative freedom as you talked about with this character of Bray Wyatt. I mean, the sky was the limit at that point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you said you had this match on your list as well.
Yes.
I'll let you talk about that as well.
Just, I don't know. The whole entire match from start to finish was just great. I don't know. All I can say is great chemistry. I mean, Great storyline, great storytelling. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go back and watch clips of it of different like moments in the match and stuff. Or go back and watch the pay-per-view and watch the whole entire match.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just that good.
Exactly. What's your next one?
I'm gonna have to go when him and the Wyatt family beat Kane and I think Daniel Bryan or somebody, and it was the Ring of Fire match.
All right.
Yeah, that was a banger.
Yes.
Like that was way before the Fiend was even thought of. Like the original Wyatt family, he still had Luke Harper and Eric Rowan with him.
Yeah.
And his sister Abigail Kane, and when he did, the flames came up. Like that was a cool part that they was able to put into the match.
Definitely. And that was I believe it was his debut match. I think it was a singles match, but don't hold me to that.
It may have been him versus Kane. I think it was.
Yeah. But like still you had the interference of the Wyatt family. I actually had that as well. That was my number. I think I had that one. Yeah, I had that one. That was my number 6. Bray Wyatt versus Kane, Ring of Fire, and I had that as it said, it was his debut match. But no, I agree. That was another top moment right there. Obviously, we both have it on our list here. I mean, so it had.
Like I said in the beginning,
yeah,
all these will probably be the same.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, because like we both agree. I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I love that was his first match. Because and I got against Kane. Like, really? Like, don't just throw him to the Undertaker. Give him Kane first. Don't just throw him to John Cena first. Give him Kane first. Give him that monster first.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I said, the interference with the rest of the Wyatt family, the original members of the Wyatt family, and not just him in it. it all helped. So yeah, I mean, and that spot with where you talked about with the what was it, a sidewalk slam or something, or was Sister Abigail
He had the Sister Abigail and the Flames
and
engulfed.
the flames went up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was a really cool spot.
And then also when the ref counted the 3,
Yes.
the flames shot up too. It
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool as well. So my next one is Bray Wyatt wins the WWE Championship in Elimination Chamber, defeating AJ Styles as the final 2 remaining
Yep.
in the chamber. Again, this was his first and I believe only WWE Championship. You know, he was the Universal Champion twice, WWE Champion once. And so although this run was the run with the WWE Championship wasn't very long, it was still a good run.
I agree on that.
I think looking back, if I remember correctly, it was only about a month or so, a month or 2 long, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But it was still a good run for him.
Yeah, because I believe it was at least till Mania.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, still a good run. I mean, and actually, I believe that's what led into Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt eventually. So, like I said, big moment right there and a big match like Elimination Chamber for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, the whole entire match was good, but that moment right there sealed it all.
Yeah. Exactly. What's your next one?
I'm gonna go with when he won the Universal title for the second time versus Braun Strowman. And this match really did have the chemistry because if you guys remember, Braun Strowman was the black sheep of the Wyatt family.
Yes.
When he first debuted and all of that, and see the transformation of, Bray Wyatt without his family, Braun Strowman without being with the family, and then going head to head. And when he hit those 2 Sister Abigails on the exposed boards, that just sealed it. But what sucked right there, it was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that title win would have been amazing in front of a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still good either way. Is that when he introduced the Fiend title?
I believe so, yes.
On his second title run?
Yes.
Yeah, because he had the Fiend version of the Universal Championship.
Yep.
That belt was pretty badass.
Yes, it was. I agree. Definitely, for sure. Now, I liked that he introduced that belt too because, you had Austin with the Smoke and Skull Championship. You had Edge with the Rated R Championship. You had John Cena with the Spinner Belt. You have the Fiend with the Fiend Championship. I loved it.
Yes.
So my next one is Bray Wyatt versus John Cena at WrestleMania. We kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, in that, with the feud with Bray and John, where Bray was, like I said, the new guy coming in, the new monster, if you will, coming in, the cult-like leader that came in and just destroyed John Cena and just caught Cena off guard too. I remember in that match when he first did the spider looking type thing,
little back bend thing.
Yes, the back bend. It was iconic with Bray Wyatt. And just when he did that, how I remember how that caught Cena off guard. Cena slid back and fell to his butt pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And he caught Cena off guard with that, and just who else can you say that has caught Cena off guard like that in a match?
Not a lot of people.
Exactly, not a lot of people. And so just the way he was able to show that and to show that hey, I'm the guy that can do this. I'm the guy that can change your Super Cena and make him, or show where his weaknesses are, show where his vulnerabilities are, show where his unpreparedness is, for lack of a better way of saying it. So yeah, uh, I think that was a big moment, and Wyatt picked up the win there too as well. So I mean, that's a big moment at a big WrestleMania that it would turn out to be.
Yeah, it was a great match. I love their work together. All the
Yeah.
matches they had, everything.
Exactly, same.
It just seemed right.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we get into those, let's go the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania. A lot of people did not like it. But I mean, you got to look at it as the story they was telling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going back to the original John Cena and the orange, like when he first started 2002, that original prototype gimmick.
Prototype, yeah.
And then you had the NWO Cena, which I was like, what? And then you had Bray Wyatt as his character in the Firefly Funhouse, obviously. And then you had him appear as the Fiend.
Yes.
Which the Fiend is probably one of my favorite versions of Bray Wyatt. Like just from the outfits to the masks to the dreads. Like that's when they let him have real creative freedom over his character.
Yeah, I agree.
And wish we still had more of that.
Yeah.
And I can get into more of that when I get to one more thing after this. So, what did you think of the Firefly Funhouse match?
So originally, and I'll be honest with you, I'm one of the ones that did not like it at first. And that was because I really wasn't into pandemic era wrestling.
Same.
I watched WrestleMania, okay, and of that year, and I'm like, okay, I can't. 2020, I did not really watch much wrestling.
Same.
From March till December, pretty much the whole year from March, whenever the pandemic started, to pretty much when live crowds came back, I did not watch much wrestling. I tried to watch. Well, I did watch WrestleMania. I did watch WrestleMania. I'm not gonna say I didn't, because I did. Though it was hard to be like, fully engaged with it and fully involved with like, oh yeah, I'm excited about this. I mean, yes, there was excitement a little bit because it's WrestleMania, but when it's in a warehouse and it's recorded, even though you didn't know what was going to happen, still there's no crowd there. It's awkward hearing them talk to each other and everything. It was still nothing I was really into. It was interesting to see how they would pull off. It was definitely interesting to see how they would pull off not just the Firefly Funhouse match, but also that Boneyard match between AJ and Undertaker. We're not talking about that, but I did like how they pulled off the cinematic matches with this Bray Wyatt versus John Cena Firefly Funhouse. I loved, as you talked about the story of John Cena going back to the prototype, the story of we get the Thugonomics John Cena back, we get the old Bray back, we get the John Cena. John Cena is basically going through this torture, in his mind. Basically, that's what the kind of thing was. If you go back and you watch it, you kind of understand. This is what the thing was. John Cena is being tortured in his mind. That's why he's going and he's having to deal with these different scenarios. He's going through being the prototype again. He's going back and being the Thugonomics John Cena. He's going back and being Chain Gang John Cena. He's going back and being the rapper John Cena, however you want to say it.
Basically, just going back and visiting all the characters he became
Exactly.
during his time.
And then he goes to something you didn't see, which was NWO, something people would have wanted to see at some point. And then eventually that was his downfall. It would eventually become his downfall. He would go because he was going back and he's going through these. He was basically on a ride that the Fiend Bray Wyatt was putting him on. But yeah, I like how they ultimately pulled it off, for sure.
Yeah.
The next match I have was Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 31. Even though Bray did not win this match, and Undertaker won the match. No. Actually, no, Bray did win the match, didn't he? Because this was where he became this is where The Undertaker became what was it, 30 and no, however many and 2, because he had the two losses at that point then. Yeah, so this was another big moment for Bray, because him beating The Undertaker solidifies him as the guy. It solidifies him as the next monster, the next, monster with power, I guess. The next spiritual monster like The Undertaker was, or Kane.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that gave him it solidified him pretty much.
And Undertaker just basically passing the torch.
Passing the torch, exactly. What's your next one?
I'm gonna have to go when the Fiend arrives on Raw and attacks Finn Balor. We get that first look of the Fiend, like full blown character, outfit, mask, hair down, and lights go out. Spotlight pops on. He's got Finn Balor ready to hit the Sister Abigail. That's a moment where you go, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
We getting this new version of Bray Wyatt.
Right.
This whole new character that is him. Like, he made this character. He put his heart into this character.
Mm-hmm.
From the mask to the outfit. It's...
Yeah, it was all him. Like you said, he was the one that created that character, pretty much. The next one I have is the Wyatt family versus the Brothers of Destruction, Survivor Series 2015. And while I don't remember the outcome of the match, I do know this was a really good match.
Yes, yes, it was.
I mean, the Wyatt family and the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and Undertaker versus the Wyatt family.
And I was so happy that the Wyatt family debuted when they did before Kane and Undertaker left. You know what I mean? And they got to actually, the Wyatt family, Brothers of Destruction.
Exactly.
One of the badass tag teams of then, one of the badass tag teams of now.
Of now at that point, yeah. Exactly.
So it's just like, damn, this is really happening.
Right. Like, two great powerhouse teams, and like you said, I mean, it's really cool that we were able to see that match and get that match. Yeah, I mean, two supernatural entities too. So exactly. I mean, yeah, can't go wrong with it. Do you have any more on your end?
Yeah, my last one, it just had to be the return at Extreme Rules of 22, man. Just
how can you go wrong with that?
The show ends, lights go out, boom. We get him back. Lantern pops, new mask. Takes the mask off. Crowd goes insane.
Yes. That was how can you top that? Like, seriously, you can't top that. That was a return like no other. Like, that was a really good return.
Yes.
Because you had the different characters of the Firefly Funhouse come to life and just show up in different areas of the arena. I loved it. Yeah, I really loved that.
And now they are to life.
And now they are exactly. Now they are to life. Yes, it's come kind of full circle in a way, you know. So,
What would your last one be?
So I actually have a bonus one on top of this one, but
I got one I could probably throw as a bonus.
My last one here before the bonus is the Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, the Deleters of the World. Deleters of the World.
How could I forget about that?
Like,
that was great.
What a tag team.
And the name? The Leaders of the World? The Leaders of the World? Yes.
Yes.
The name just does it. Like
it does. It does. Like, how could you not have that? Like,
and they had a good Raw Tag Team title run too.
They did. They really did. Like, just the team itself, like, not really a specific moment, but the team itself was just, and then the way they were put together. I loved how they were put together because it was like, wow. And then you just saw that Bray was becoming a babyface at that point in time in his career. And I was like, wow, him and Matt, you know, together and delete. I loved it.
Who would have thought them two as a tag team? But
exactly,
hey, the magic worked, and they ran with it for sure.
Exactly, for sure. You said you could have a bonus. What would your bonus be?
My bonus would have to be the promo he cut on SmackDown as himself.
Yes,
as him, like heart to heart with the crowd. Definitely. With the fans, like that hit.
Yeah, that pulled the heartstrings for.
Yeah, it's one of those like, damn, this is really Windham talking.
Yeah, exactly.
And then here we are.
It really gave you the connection with him as a person, as a human being, the man behind the character, Windham Rotunda. This next one, I had The Fiend as a bonus one. The Fiend burned alive by Randy Orton. That was a huge moment because even though it was pandemic era and everything, it was still a huge moment as far as that goes because, you know, you saw the charred eventually after the burn alive, you saw the charred version of the Fiend, and so you got to see that mask and everything and that costume.
And what another incredible creation!
Yeah,
with the whole outfit, mask, everything.
Exactly,
all by him. And the guy who created the Fiend mask is the one he went to. I mean, if you guys haven't watched the documentary of him, I highly recommend it.
Oh, definitely.
I've watched it 2 or 3 times. Man, just him being him, and he shows the guy who created his mask and all that. It's really great.
It really is. It really and truly is. I mean, what else can we say about Bray, about Windham? I mean, here was a guy you have that was versatile. Here was a guy that when he first came up to the main roster from NXT, he was on NXT. He ended up being part of the Nexus under the name Husky Harris, as we alluded to earlier. Husky Harris, you know, it kind of alluded to basically his weight, pretty much. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what the name was. It was a unique look too, though. Not going to say it wasn't something that could have worked, but
it was him building a character.
It was, yeah. But it was him, it was him building the character, but like they gave him that name because of his size and everything. And like, I don't know, I think he was done wrong in that way. I think once he, like you talked about, he had the opportunity to have creative freedom and everything. That's when he really started to get that success in the WWE. When he was repackaged, that was really what gave him that success. And I mean, Husky Harris is part of his legacy. Yes. Talk about legacy. Husky Harris is part of his legacy. He even made one of the puppets, Huskus the pig. And he kind of like, not made fun of, but I guess you could say made fun of. But he kind of like took each part of his career with the Firefly Funhouse. He kind of took each part of his career as the puppets and made them all like, okay, this is part of me. This is part of me. This is part of me. And at once, these are all part of me. And they're still part of me. They're still who I am, And so I loved that he told, from each story progression, he told another, there was another part of the story told, right? I mean,
Right.
So
he always had a story to tell, and he was a great person, great father, great husband. So
yeah, I mean, you talked about the documentary, where his kids talked about him and everything a little bit, the older ones, and that was really cool to see.
Yep.
What is his legacy now? Obviously, we know what's going on in WWE now. The Wyatt Six. That's his legacy. Bo, his brother, Taylor Rotunda, living on that legacy, living on that gimmick, not living on the Bray Wyatt gimmick, but continuing to forward that legacy that his brother left behind.
And he's been doing one hell of a job with it too.
Yeah, he has.
And that's something we can argue about with people because, people saying he's not and all this. But if you really, you watch the documentary, you go back and watch his matches and stuff, he made these characters.
Yeah.
And his brother, finally brought him to life, fully brought him to life.
Mm-hmm.
And the way his brother's running with Uncle Howdy, it's just incredible. And they still have the rocking chair and still have the lantern, so Bray is with them at all times.
At all times, yeah.
Yeah, especially the rocking chair. That does
yes.
The rocking chair, just when you see it, goosebumps.
Exactly.
That was an iconic prop for Bray Wyatt.
Yes. 100%. 100%. Well, we did mention we have some special things here towards the end.
Yeah.
We have a special guest that sent in, and it's a friend of mine that sent in a video that wanted to share his thoughts on Bray and share how he knew Bray personally, how he knew what Windham Rotunda personally, and just give some thoughts on Windham and the type of man Windham is that we've talked about here on this episode so far. And so without further ado, I'm going to throw it to former WWE superstar. You also may know him as former OVW superstar Chris Cage, but former WWE superstar Kalen Croft.
Hey guys. Okay, so memories of Bray Wyatt. I remember the first day I met him. I always got to practice early. Just for context, I got re-signed with WWE in late 2008. Got the FCW like December of 08. And so I knew a lot of the guys because I had been around previously. And it was a few months later, there's a new guy sitting there, and he said his name was Windham, and I had no idea he was Taylor's brother. I'd already met Taylor, and he was Mike Rotunda's son. I did not know that. Just one of the guys in the wrestling world that everybody really loved, got along with everybody, great guy to be around, just a good guy. Him and the Rotunda boys, as we called them. And my partner Trent and I worked a lot with them. We were the veteran guys, and got to work a lot of tag matches with Bo and Duke, as they were called. And they both just were great, excelled really well. And then somewhere around that time, during promo class, Windham it wasn't Bray Wyatt yet, but he started doing these promos that were definitely Bray Wyatt-esque, and we were all blown away by it. They never really did anything with that character at the time. Obviously, that changed a bit later after I had exited WWE. But Windham was just you know, him and I had a lot of like inside jokes. He had that relationship with a lot of guys. Just a good, fun, loving guy, you know, that people loved being around, and a phenomenal talent in the wrestling business.
There you have it. I mean, I believe Chris said it, you know, really well there. Phenomenal talent. You know, just overall great guy. Like he talked about, you know, as far as you know, he knew Taylor and him and Trent. When he refers to Trent, he's speaking of Trent Beretta, who many of you may know is part of AEW. As part of Best Friends with Chuck Taylor. And so, you know, when he talks about, you know, how he got to see the early beginnings of Bray Wyatt, you know, he talked about how those promos and everybody was blown away by it. And that right there, again, shows the creative mind of Bray Wyatt, of Windham Rotunda. I mean, what are your thoughts on what we just heard from Chris?
You know, it's good to have, you know, knowing former superstars and all this who has been in the same room as Windham. Mm-hmm. Got and gave knowledge to Windham.
Yeah.
I wish I was a fly on the wall for a lot of those conversations.
Exactly. Same.
So it's pretty incredible what we do here, man.
It really is. It's
and for this next one, I'm gonna go ahead and remove us from the screen because this next one needs to just sing for itself.
Yeah, and just forewarning, grab yourself some Kleenexis.
Absolutely. All right, without further ado, just take myself off of here.
It's perfect outside, it's like God let me dial up the weather. Got the whole crew here, I ain't seen some of them in forever. It's one of those never forget it, better stop and take it in kind of scenes. Everything's just right, yeah, except for one thing. You should be here, standing with your arm around me here, and cutting up, cracking a cold beer.
We say goodbye to NXT.
Hey y'all, it's sure been a good year.
For now. But if you need me, I ain't hard to find. All you gotta do is go look up in the sky and follow the buzzer. I say everything they're afraid to say, because I do everything that they're afraid to do. And I promise you today, I promise you tomorrow, I promise you up until my final breath, that with the sword of my tongue, I will slay this mighty dragon. The whole world in his hand, he's got the whole wide world in his hands, he's got the whole world in his hand, he's got the whole world in his hand.
Saying cheers, hey y'all, it's sure been a good year. It's one of those moments, it's got you wowing all over it.
Yowie wowie,
You know that if I had to
yowie wowie, yowie wowie, you found me. Yowie wowie,
you should be,
yowie wowie.
you'd be loving this, you'd be thank you, you'd be smiling. should be here. You should be here.
Wow.
Incredible.
How do you not cry after seeing that, after watching that? Like, oh my gosh.
And if you guys don't know, that was put together by this guy right here.
Not that I need the credit or anything, but
Give him all the credit in the comments. I don't care. Give him all the credit.
oh my gosh.
He deserves all the credit, man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Just let that video speak for itself.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. This has been a I don't know where you go from there. This has been a a nice tribute show, nice, like I said, memorial show. And we hope that you all watching, you all listening, have taken from this show, just what a great human being, what a great person, what a great man, great father, great husband, great brother, great friend, great wrestler, great influencer, great role model that Bray Wyatt, that Windham Rotunda, the man Windham Rotunda was. And I hope that you honor him and continue to keep his memory alive as well. And I know with the Wyatt Six, his memory goes on and continues, his legacy continues. And just as long as you keep his memory alive and his spirit alive, his spirit will continue forever. So, yeah.
For sure, man. Nobody's promised tomorrow.
That's the truth. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so always
Love them while you can.
Yeah, be sure to tell everyone that you love those around you, that you love them, because like you said, no one is promised tomorrow. You could breathe your last breath in a second, and that'd be it. You just never know. So hug the ones that you love tight, and never fail to say when you leave a room or when you leave somewhere, I love you, even if they're not your family, even if they're just a friend, a close friend or something, because you never know when it could be that last time that you see them. So, yeah. With that being said, even though that is hard to move away from, we do want to promote some shows. So let's throw up that first show here. I believe that should be for the 29th for OVW.
Okay, let me get this banner here out the way so we don't block any dates or anything there.
So this show is sold out. You can no longer get a ticket for this show. So that in itself is incredible. OVW Homecoming, August 29th, 7 p.m. Davis Arena. Again, this show is sold out, so you cannot secure your seat now at OVWTix.com anymore because the show is sold out. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
They deserve it, man.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
You want to move on to this ladder match that we still don't know the competitors?
Yeah, let's do it.
Keeping it secret is the best to me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, so we have this OVW Rush Division title match. It's a ladder match. And I have found out something. This is supposed to be, as far as from I heard on, I believe it was OVW Overdrive, or it might have been OVW Rise the other night. This ladder match is going to be a multi-person ladder match. So that's something that we do know.
And this is happening in Pikeville, Kentucky, too.
Pikeville, Kentucky, yes. And we can speculate who's going to be a part of this Rush Division ladder match. I believe there's going to be like qualifying matches for it, or some type of qualifying match for it at Rise on Thursday. So we'll just have to find out and see. I guess we'll find out all that out Thursday. And then we have this OVW Women's Title Street Fight match. We can assume, because the OVW Women's Champion is Layla Gray, so we can assume one of them is Layla Gray, obviously. So that's a given. Who the opponent's going to be, we can have to kind of guess on that for right now. The main event, though, however, we do know a little bit more into that main event. So, yeah, right here we have the 10-man lethal lockdown cage match. Cal Hero and Jack Vaughn with mystery partners that we do not know who they are versus the team of Crixus, the OVW Heavyweight Champion Crixus, Tony Gunn, Dalton McKenzie, Jamin Olivencia, and AJZ, the Hunter, AJZ. And so the Revolution versus Cal Hero and Jack Vaughn, we could assume they're going to be Team OVW. And we can only speculate who the other three members of Team OVW or Team Cal or Jack or whatever we're calling the team. Do you have any guesses?
I don't know. We could get people that's returning.
Possibly.
Could be current roster.
Could we get maybe Jesse Goddard's Mahabali Shira?
I think Shira is going to be one of them.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Shira.
Could we get a Cash Flow back?
Possibly Cash Flow. Yeah.
That would be pretty badass.
And I'm going to say probably Goddard's too.
If we get Goddard, Shearer, and Cash Flow,
that'd be a great way to round out that team. Like, seriously.
But it's also great seeing Jamin back in OVW, man.
It really is.
He was there when I started going there.
It really is. It's awesome to see Jamin back in OVW for sure.
And he did have an incredible title run at OVW too.
Oh, he did. He really did.
And I loved all his heel work and everything.
Yes, same.
But what's this one we got here before we move on to another promotion?
So also with Fight Night at the Appalachian Wireless Arena, we also have a new name, a new major name has been added to this show. So we originally had just Victoria, WWE alumni, TNA alumni Victoria, OVW alumni Victoria, WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash, WWE Hall of Famer JBL has been added to this card or to this show. And then also we have OVW alumni, WWE alumni, the Boogeyman, as well, a part of this show, making an appearance at the show or possibly even on the show. And so along with all of your favorite OVW stars are going to be there for this pay-per-view. And you can still get tickets for this show. Tickets are, I believe on sale at OVW Tix. Yes, OVWTix.com. The card is subject to change, it says. Again, that's Saturday, August 31st. That's a week from today. So Saturday, August 31st, Appalachian Arena, 126 Main Street, Pikeville, Kentucky, 41501. Come on, guys. Pack the place out. We know OVW can do it.
Absolutely. I mean, look who you got here. Legends.
Absolute legends.
And look who you got. Future legends.
Exactly.
All right. So you want to move on to the next promotion here that we got?
The next promotion, yes, that we have here.
And if you guys are sleeping on this promotion, you got to get over to Jeffersonville, man. Jeffersonville, Indiana, to Grindhouse. They put on a banger.
You absolutely have to. Grindhouse Pro Wrestling Live, the arena of 1416 Spring Street, Jeffersonville, Indiana, this Sunday, August the 25th. So that's tomorrow. Bell time is 3 p.m. Tickets are only $10. You cannot beat that. Where else can you get a great wrestling action, a great show and take your family and be affordable for your family. You can take a family of 5 and get a family of 5 in for just $50. I mean, seriously, where are you
And
gonna?
if you're watching this Sunday at 3, you better hurry and get there.
Yeah.
If you're watching after the 5 Sunday, it's a wrap. It's over.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
go meet Berto. Go meet Tyler. Go meet any of them really on the poster.
Go meet all of our friends over
Go
at
meet them all.
Grindhouse Pro Wrestling and tell Too Tough Tony the Final Count sent you, and say hello to Too Tough Tony.
Absolutely.
I think right now it's about that time to pay some bills.
You want to throw on the music, and I'll start paying them.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
But you guys be sure to check everything out, man. All the social media that you see down below, everything.
Yes, and be sure to, again, support wrestling. Just support wrestling in your local area. Get out and support great pro wrestling.
Hey, guys, and a few months, it'll be my 1 year on the podcast. It's coming. All right. If you head over to collarandelbowbrand.com, use promo code FinalCountKY to save yourself 10% at checkout. That's collarandelbowbrand.com, promo code FinalCountKY to save 10%. Check out all the great merch that they have to offer.
And tell Al Snow we sent you. Shop at WWEshop.com using our personal link in the description of the episode below.
And you can head over to jcounty.app.com to get your first official hoodie for $45 and shirt for $25, or you can head over to our website and see what we post here in the near future. That is something I'm still working on. Give us some time, man. We'll have all updates for you guys.
And don't forget to check out the audio version. It is being updated a lot. We're getting getting every show updated on the audio version of the podcast. You can check it out on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and on iTunes. Go check out the Final Count on the audio versions of the podcast, as well as right here on YouTube on our video versions.
And without further ado, if you head over to w.gg, use promo code FinalCountKY, save yourself 10% at checkout. It is your taste buds' favorite energy drink, after all. And you guys have to give Mr. Rymode here the credit, because he works and then he edits all this, uploads all this. All the editing and uploading and stuff is this guy here. I handle more of like the putting the short videos together, the website, pretty much most of the brand stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the videos, like the video tonight, that was all him. Got to give him the credit on that one. And huge shout out to Chris for doing that video for us too.
Yes. We tried to put something together, and I wish I would have thought about that originally. But hey, it went the way it went, and it was good. It was still good. And so yeah, be on the lookout for next week. We will probably not have a show unless we do a show on Saturday, possibly, which I doubt that. So we might not have a show next week, but just stay tuned to our social media. As I will be at TNA shows next week. Next Friday, I'll be at TNA shows. Next Saturday, I'll be at TNA show. And then on Thursday night, I have OVW Homecoming that I'll be at. So busy week here. If you see me at any of the shows, come up and say hi to me. I'll take a picture with you. Let me know that you watched the Final Count. Let me know that you listened to the Final Count. We appreciate all your support, guys. Whether you support us, liking us, sharing our post, watching us, all that good stuff. If you tell your friends about us, and get subscribers and everything. Tell your friends about us, get followers. It all helps, and it's all support. So we definitely appreciate all the support we can get. We definitely appreciate all of your support. And we don't take it lightly. We do this because we love to do it, but we also do this because we hope that you can get some entertainment from this. And we just hope to bring a little joy to you in your time. And this can be an escape for you as well as this escape for us from the day-to-day of life, so.
And if you guys are watching this Saturday morning, you're possibly going to see us at the fair. If you're around the Kentucky area, the Kentucky State Fair, if you see us, snap a picture with us. Come say what's up.
Definitely.
More than likely, I'll stop by the OVW and maybe watch a couple matches or whatever. Talk to some of you guys.
Yes.
Mainly be walking around just having fun. But like I said, don't hesitate to just come up, talk to us.
Exactly.
You'll see my Final Count shirt, so you know it's me. Got to represent.
There we go. And I'll probably be wearing mine at TNA. So
there you go.
At least at TNA. I don't know if I'll wear it to the fair or not.
You got to wear it to TNA. Come on, man. You're going to be front row. Get that on camera.
At least on one night, because I'll be there 2 nights. So, I mean,
wear it on the night for the TV taping. That way it's constant.
Right. Be on
Tell Daniel, point at Daniel, be like, look at my shirt. Point camera here.
Right.
Right on the logo.
But again, we appreciate all of your support, and thank you for listening and watching today. Watching the replays, watching all the good stuff. Let us know your feedback. We want to hear feedback from you. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Give us criticism if you want to give us criticism.
What do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to hear? I mean, we don't just have to cover WWE, but we can cover anything. Like, you guys throw down in the comments, man. Like, what
Who do you want to see on the show?
Who do you want to see on the show? I mean, we've had the East End villain, Josh Ashcraft. We had one half of the Dark Clouds to get bundles. We've had certified Luke Curtis and Ed Pear, which is the CEO of OVW.
We've had tons of people. We've had
and he's had many people on spotlights.
Who do you want to see on spotlights? On just any of them?
Who do you want to see on a live show?
Yeah,
on the podcast, man. I mean, who knows? I might pull you in for boom, put you on spot.
Exactly. But right now, as we say every week, we will see you down the road.
Later, guys.